What is up, PumpTalk Nation? Get ready, because the news cycle is absolutely exploding today, and we've got the inside scoop on stories that are going to have you buzzing. From unbelievable moments on the island to critical health awareness and surprising twists in the world of benefits, buckle up, you're not going to want to miss a single second of this. We're diving deep into the stories that matter, the ones that make you think, and the ones that will keep you on the edge of your seat. So let's get straight into it, because the world isn't waiting, and neither are we. First up, a moment that had everyone talking, a raw display of humanity that even moved the legendary Jeff Probst to tears. We're talking about a deeply personal connection forged in the ultimate game, a story of vulnerability and support that's resonating far beyond the island. You won't believe the impact this had. Stick around, because you need to hear this. Then, we're shifting gears to a vital public health conversation. We've got survivors stepping forward, sharing their journeys, and sounding the alarm on crucial early warning signs that could save lives. This is a story that touches all of us, a powerful reminder of the importance of awareness and early detection. You'll want to share this one. And that's not all, we're also uncovering a story about navigating the system that's leaving people stunned. Imagine battling for your life, only to be hit with a demand for tens of thousands of dollars. We're breaking down this complex situation and what it means for so many. Finally, we're heading back to the competition, where alliances are shifting and the game is getting intense. Get ready for a recap that's packed with drama, strategy, and those unforgettable moments that only this show can deliver. Don't go anywhere, you're locked into PumpTalk News. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. A moment that moved a legend. This is a story about connection, vulnerability, and a moment so profound it brought a broadcasting icon to tears. In the latest season of a popular competition show, a player's personal journey took an unexpected turn during a challenging immunity event. Eva Eriksson, the first openly autistic contestant, experienced a significant emotional episode following the demanding physical and mental exertion. Her closest ally, Joe Hunter, who was aware of her autism and had been her confidant, was on a different team for the challenge, leaving him unable to provide immediate support during her distress. As Eva's struggle continued post-challenge, the show's host, Jeff Probst, recognized the need for intervention and granted Joe permission to go to her. What unfolded next was a display of profound human connection. Joe, using specific compression techniques Eva had shared with him, provided physical comfort that helped her de-escalate. This act of support, a deliberate gesture of care from one ally to another, deeply moved Probst, leading to his first on-camera tears in the show's history. The moment highlighted the unique bond between Joe and Eva, a bond they openly shared with the entire cast, a significant risk in a game of strategic alliances. They acknowledged the potential repercussions of revealing such a close relationship, but emphasized that the power of the moment transcended the game's complexities. Eva explained the science behind the comfort, detailing how the physical pressure of Joe's embrace and hand squeezes helped her feel grounded and centered, like holding scattered thoughts together. Joe described the experience as a rare, unadulterated connection between two souls, akin to sharing grief at a funeral, emphasizing the shared growth and mutual understanding. This raw display of empathy and support resonated not only with the contestants, but also with the host, who reflected on the importance of such care within his own family. The incident has garnered significant attention, with the show itself receiving multiple Emmy nominations, underscoring the impact of authentic, emotional storytelling in reality television. This deeply personal exchange serves as a testament to the transformative power of human connection, even in the high-stakes environment of competitive reality television, showcasing a level of vulnerability rarely seen on screen. This incredible display of empathy has the internet buzzing. But what happens when the system designed to help falters? We're about to find out. A call for awareness, battling cancer at any age. In a world increasingly focused on health and wellness, a critical conversation is emerging around the rising rates of certain cancers among young people. Survivors are stepping forward, sharing their personal battles and urging the public to become more aware of the early warning signs that are often overlooked. This is a story that underscores the importance of vigilance and proactive health management, regardless of age. Therese Sachowski, a young woman who is now a survivor of ovarian cancer, bravely shares her experience to emphasize that this disease knows no age boundaries. At just 13 years old, Therese began experiencing severe abdominal pain and bloating, symptoms her mother initially mistook for appendicitis. A subsequent ultrasound revealed a startling discovery: a tumor the size of a youth football on her ovary. This early diagnosis, while terrifying, set Therese on a path of advocacy. Now 21, she dedicates her time to the annual Power is Teal Walk, an event focused on raising funds for research and increasing awareness of ovarian cancer's subtle yet critical early symptoms. These signs, often dismissed as common ailments, include bloating, difficulty eating, persistent abdominal or pelvic pain, and changes in urination habits. Diane Weidman, a seasoned survivor and co-chair of the Ovarian Cancer Alliance of Greater Cincinnati, powerfully articulates the challenge of early detection. She describes the symptoms as very subtle, but they are very deadly. Weidman highlights a significant gap in medical awareness, noting that healthcare providers may not always consider ovarian cancer when presented with these symptoms, leading to treatments for the effects rather than the cause. This oversight is a major factor in why a staggering 85% of ovarian cancer cases are diagnosed at stage 3 or 4, drastically lowering survival rates. Currently, the overall survivorship for ovarian cancer is only 46%, making it one of the most challenging cancers to treat successfully when caught late. Weidman stresses the vital need for women to communicate even the slightest symptoms to their doctors, and for the medical community to maintain a high index of suspicion for this disease. The community is rallying to support this crucial cause. The upcoming Teal Power Walk on Saturday, September 20th, at Summit Park in Blue Ash, offers an opportunity for everyone to participate, donate, or support existing teams. This event serves as a beacon of hope and a testament to the collective power of community action in fighting this disease. By sharing stories like Therese's and advocating for greater awareness, we can collectively work towards earlier diagnoses and improved outcomes for countless individuals. The message is clear: listen to your body, advocate for your health, and spread the word. Early detection truly is key. These personal stories of resilience and advocacy are truly inspiring. But what happens when the very systems meant to support individuals through hardship create new ones? We're diving into a case that's raising serious questions about fairness and bureaucracy. Navigating the system: a cancer survivor's battle with disability benefits. In a story that highlights the often complex and sometimes unforgiving nature of bureaucratic systems, a two-time cancer survivor finds himself in a daunting fight to contest a demand for repayment of over $74,000 in disability benefits. This situation raises critical questions about how individuals who have faced life-threatening illnesses are treated when navigating the labyrinthine processes of government support. Taylor Spike's journey began in his early 20s when he was diagnosed with a rare and aggressive mediastinal germ cell tumor. Facing a life-or-death battle, he underwent extensive chemotherapy and surgery, eventually entering remission. However, in 2023, the cancer returned, requiring further treatment and another surgery. Throughout this harrowing period, Spike relied on disability benefits from the Social Security Administration, SSA, to manage his medical expenses and living costs, as he was unable to work. He diligently reported his wages and completed all required paperwork, believing he was in compliance with the program's regulations. His world was turned upside down when he received a letter from the SSA stating he had been overpaid benefits from July 2018 to March 2024 and now owed the agency $74,000. The letter demanded immediate repayment, leaving Spike, who was just 30 years old at the time, stunned and overwhelmed. He expressed confusion, stating that the SSA never contacted him to clarify his eligibility or inform him of any potential issues with his payments. Rather, the payments were simply disbursed, and he assumed they were correct based on the information he provided. This sudden demand for a sum he could not possibly repay felt like a penalty for a system error that was not his fault. Spike and his father immediately sought to contest the SSA's decision, visiting the local office to appeal. He voiced his alarm at what he perceived as a significant flaw within the government system, noting that he wasn't the only one facing such issues. His story gained the attention of U.S. Representative Kathy Castor, who acknowledged the systemic problems within the SSA. Representative Castor emphasized the need for the agency to work out more reasonable repayment schedules for individuals like Spike. More critically, she called for modernization of the SSA's processes, highlighting that many claims are still handled manually, which is inadequate in an age of advanced technology. She stressed that people rely on the assurance that payments from the SSA are accurate and deserved, given their contributions over time. Despite Spike's attempts to request a waiver for the overpayment, the SSA initially denied it. His next step involves a formal hearing, where he plans to have legal representation. This case exemplifies the urgent need for reform within the Social Security Administration to prevent such distressing situations for vulnerable individuals who are already grappling with severe health challenges. The system's failures can have devastating consequences, turning a period of recovery into one of immense financial stress and uncertainty. This is a stark reminder of how crucial it is to understand and navigate these systems carefully. Now, let's switch gears and head back to the competitive arena where strategy and survival are key. An unpredictable game, alliances shift and immunity is fought for. In the thrilling international season of a popular competition show, the game continues to escalate with unpredictable twists and turns. As the field narrows, alliances are tested, and players are fighting tooth and nail for every advantage, making for an increasingly dramatic and suspenseful viewing experience. Following a chaotic tribal council, the remaining 5 contestants from the World faction celebrated their survival, with one player, Parvati, expressing relief at holding an idol, aware that the target on her back had grown significantly. The group speculated about an impending merge, anticipating a major shift in the game dynamics and bracing for a conflict against the Australian players. The anticipation for the merge was palpable, with strategic discussions dominating the conversations as players sized up their competition and potential allies. The game officially merged at the Survivor auction, a pivotal event where players could spend their hard-earned currency on essential supplies or powerful advantages. The auction was marked by a mysterious scroll that immediately captured the attention of key players. Tommy and Luke engaged in a high-stakes rock draw for the scroll, with Luke ultimately winning the chance to claim it. The scroll's reveal, however, came with a twist. Luke was tasked with sending one player back to camp immediately, a decision that led him to choose Parvati. This move was met with a stern warning from Parvati, who vowed that Luke would regret his decision, creating immediate tension and a new dynamic between them. Other players secured various rewards, including food and a club sandwich, while Kirby spent her entire budget on an undisclosed item, and Sarah claimed a large chocolate cake. The auction concluded abruptly, leaving some players with nothing but the lingering sense of victory for others. Back at the merge camp, Parvati discovered a cookie jar, presenting her with a dilemma: keep it all to herself or share. She opted to hide it, but in the process, the jar broke, scattering cookies. Amidst the mess, she found the knowledge is power advantage, a powerful tool that allows a player to steal another's idol. This discovery significantly bolstered Parvati's position in the game. As players mingled, strategic conversations intensified. Kirby and Parvati began discussing a potential alliance, and Kirby extended an offer to Siri. Siri, in turn, inquired about Kirby's allies, learning that Sarah harbored fears of stronger players, a revelation that surprised Siri. Meanwhile, Sarah had expressed wariness of Kirby to Janine, who then relayed this information, inadvertently fueling Kirby's suspicion. This complex web of information exchange led Kirby and Shoni to align with the American women, rather than Sarah. Parvati and Sarah also bonded, with Sarah sharing insights about the Australians' apprehension towards formidable players like Kirby. This exchange led Parvati and Siri to realize they might be targets of a ploy. The first individual immunity challenge, dubbed Last Gasp, commenced amidst challenging weather conditions. production eventually halted the challenge due to safety concerns, offering the remaining 4 players a chance to win immunity through a rock draw. Tommy ultimately drew the odd white rock, securing his first immunity necklace of the season. Back at camp, despite the rain, players strategized. Luke and Janine planned to vote out Cass, while Tommy, Cass, and Lisa aimed to vote for Janine. However, Sarah and Shoney's attempt to manipulate the vote by deceiving other players about Lisa's target backfired as Shoney and Kirby conspired with Parvati and Siri to target Sarah instead. Siri's desire to keep the international players united led to a plan to vote out Sarah. Luke rejected Kirby's proposal to flip on Sarah, fearing it would empower the international faction. Ultimately, Sarah was blindsided and voted out, becoming the first member of the jury. Her exit, though shocking, was met with her encouragement for the remaining players to entertain her from the jury box. That was a nail-biting episode with major strategic plays. Now, let's wrap up all the top stories we've covered today. What a packed show today! We saw an incredibly moving moment on Survivor that even brought Jeff Probst to tears, highlighting a powerful bond and a moment of profound human connection. Then, we heard from inspiring cancer survivors urging awareness of critical early warning signs, a vital message for everyone's health. We also uncovered a startling story of a cancer survivor facing a massive demand for disability benefits, exposing potential flaws in the system. And finally, we recapped the intense strategic gameplay and blindsides from the latest episode of Australia v. the World. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to PumpTalk News for all your daily updates, ring the notification bell so you never miss a story, drop a comment below with your thoughts on today's news, and follow us on all our social media channels for more exclusive content. We'll see you next time.